Hello, everyone. What is up? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Burnout Brighter podcast, episode 122.
Which is amazing because, this is our first episode of the year 2022.
Destiny,
how dope is that?
I did not put that together until you said it that moment.
Yeah.
Holy crap, it's a weird, momentous occasion. The next time this will happen is when we do 223 in 2023. I don't know if that's going to line up properly.
I don't even know if it'll line up properly, but...
Shit. It might have to go to 24.
It might.
Yeah. Regardless, as you could hear, I am joined by my lovely co-host, Destiny. Hello.
It's been a while.
It has. Hi. Actually, it's been really funny because we've had a ton of episodes with just you and Matt. And now we've had a couple episodes with Matt and me. And now this episode with just you and me because Matt's not here.
Right. But he'll be here next week. He's just feeling a little under the weather.
Recovering.
I gave him my cold.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be better. Got those vaccine... I whenever I get the
booster
flu shot, booster blues, whenever I get the flu shot, I genuinely shake violently in my bed for 2 hours. But
what is up with your guys' immune systems?
we got those primo strong immune systems that everybody wants. Actually, if you have a really strong reaction, that means that you've got a nice, healthy immune system. So I count my blessings as I count my shakes.
Okay. So if you don't have a reaction, then your immune system's not as healthy?
It's just a little weird. Bit. It seems like you've got because it's your body's jumping into overdrive to fight whatever is in its system.
I see. My body was just whatever. It's just COVID.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any symptoms. So.
Yeah. So that's I wish. Actually, I didn't get many symptoms when I had the COVID vaccine either. I felt a little bit weak, but the flu shot just does me in. I don't know. Regardless, we're not here to talk about shots. We're here to talk about on this episode a wonderful look forward on all the fun stuff that we would like to do for ourselves in 2022. What goals do we have? What things are we looking forward to? Yeah, exactly. So before we get into that though, Destiny, it's been so long. I'm so happy to see you again. How's it been?
I know it's been a minute. It's been good. I've just been working really hard on getting our mental health series together, talking with a lot of psychiatrists and doctors and things like that who are going to be on our show shortly, hopefully by the end of this month. But you guys know with holidays and COVID and the flu going around, it's just been hard. It's been harder, just because life happens, but we're still doing it. It's still coming through.
Very excited for it,
other than that, I'm just I am too. All of the people who are coming on are really excited to be a part of it. And I don't like to say it's a blessing because I'm not really a religious person, but it's such a great opportunity and such an amazing thing to have these people take time out of their day, out of their busy schedules, away from their family, away from their jobs, to come on and just talk to you guys, our listeners, about some ways and some healthy tips and tools on how to deal with mental illness, because that is one of our core topics that we like to talk about on here. So that's a great opportunity that we have going on. So I've just been working on that and being very lazy, watching a lot of YouTube videos of this guy named Dancing Bacons, with a plural bacons, which doesn't make sense, but he's just some guy and he eats a lot of stuff. And it's become a really bad habit because by the time I watch it, I get hungry because he's trying all of these different vending machine foods and everything like that. So been doing that and playing some games, not many, just playing Elion and getting back into the MMO kind of vibe of it. And I finally tried Grounded, which I think we should all try.
Ooh. I know, it's so funny when Matt and I were streaming, we were talking about, we should play Grounded. Destiny just wants us to play Grounded so badly, and I think we should. At the very least, it might be a situation where you and Matt play it and I'll be there just enjoying watching and talking from the sidelines if I can get my computer gods to run it. But
I would love
yeah,
for us all to play.
what do you think?
Because
What are you liking
I was
about Grounded
scared
so far?
shitless. Because I'm really into survival type games and like trying to keep everybody like fed and safe and things like that. But like I'm playing with my friend Zook, who's total dick when he plays with me. So I have arachnophobia. Like I hate spiders, except for Lucas, which is a really cute spider. But there are these massive spiders at this one point in the map, and Zook's like, hey, just look towards it and hit N. And I don't question it because I'm like, Zook wouldn't like just send me to my death. So like, he's like, I got you. I'm right behind you. So I hit F, and I think it was N, and all it does is make me march forward towards the spiders, and I start freaking out. And I'm like, Zook, what am I doing? What am I doing? And he's laughing, and he's like, oh my God, you're crazy. You're going straight for them. I'm out of here. And he fucking runs. Listen, I'm so scared that like I get lost in the grass. Like I have no idea where I am. And I start like whining and crying. And I'm like, you have to get me because I'm not moving. Because I didn't know which direction I was in. I just ran. So yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay, all right.
What have you been up to?
Well, that's good. That gives me ideas for when we do play Grounded.
No.
We'll see.
Don't
We'll
do
see.
that.
I'm gonna look up like all the strategy guides ahead of time and stuff, and find out where all the spiders are on the map, and be like, "Oh man, I heard there's some crazy loot at this location. It's super safe too. Out of the way."
Faced them.
You still haven't faced them?
I still haven't faced the spiders. No.
Well, that's why we're gonna be playing Grounded.
Big. It will be fun. Maybe I'll be drunk when we play, and it won't be as bad.
Oh yeah, I was actually gonna have a beer for this podcast as well, but then I had a giant glass of milk, and I'm like, I'm not gonna combine those two. I drank wine last time. I was like, maybe I'll have a beer this time. Just keep the New Year's party going. Yeah.
I saw that you had some wine.
I'm rusty. It's been a while since I've been on the podcast. So I'm like, I gotta brush off the blues, off the rust, loosen up. Exactly.
You're
so
good.
yeah.
I enjoyed both of them. They were really good. You guys did a good job.
Thank you.
As usual.
I appreciate it. As usual. I know. I'm very looking forward to having all three of us together. I'm like thinking in my mind, I'm like, will the viewers think that like we had a falling out or something? Like it's just Dee and Matt, and then it's just me and Matt. It's like, did Darren and Dee get in a fight? We can't all be on at
the same time.
Yeah, like we're a bunch of divas now. It's like I refuse to work with Destiny. If she's on the show, I can't be
famous there. Now. He's not allowed in my trailer.
Yeah. Only if I'm delivering you your like hand-peeled grapes and your wine that you eat on your throne.
Thank you. They all better be peeled. And I want red grapes, not green. Thanks.
That
was your mistake the last time.
I inject seeds into them as I give them to you. So you have to deal with the seeds.
Oh my God.
Little tiny
seeds. You're such
seeds.
A dork.
For you to choke on.
Why would you ruin it like that? Just buy grapes with seeds in them already.
Well, then I don't get the satisfaction of knowing that it was me that did it. It's like, oh, the grocery store. It's like, no, I did it.
Fuck nature. Right.
Forget GMOs to get rid of the seeds. How about seedless grapes where I put the seeds back in? They were there in the first place. They belong there. I've been good. Oh my God. Oh shit. Sorry. I was scratching my leg and I forgot I had a scab on my ankle and I scratched it. I'm a bit of a mess right now. I'm good.
What's been going on? I mean, like you're a little all over the place, but I'm liking it.
I like literally seconds before doing this podcast, I was still working on a research paper for school. So it's like my brain has not fully transitioned from like work mode to podcast mode. So I'm just thinking about like school improvement plans and achievement goals and productivity.
Aww.
And it's fine. I'll get it done. It's due tomorrow.
You're going to be such a good teacher.
Thank you. And actually, yeah, so that's something, I don't know if I talked about on the podcast, but it was really nice to, like at the end of the semester, I felt very like vindicated that I think I should be teaching. Cause like a couple of my grade 11s, and these are grade 11s. These are some moody ass kids. A couple of them came up to me and they're like,
teenagers,
you know what? I think you're going to be a really good teacher. Thanks for teaching us. And I was like, oh man, like melted my
That's
heart.
sweet. Fucking suck ups. No, I'm kidding. No, that's
So
really great. It's
that was
always
good.
nice to know that you're being appreciated. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But thanks. In terms of like actual stuff I've been up to, I finally beat Final Fantasy Endwalker. I beat the main story, which
Okay.
was wonderful. Like actually simply wonderful. It was amazing how they took like 10 years of story and actually wrapped it up in a way that didn't feel like a complete mess. Um, and it was a really touching story too. And I think it's actually going to influence some of my goals for this year, because it's just like a very
Okay.
sentimental thing. Yeah, it's a game that like this expansion was very much about like finding meaning in your life and trying to find out why life is worth living. It was like a very dark topic for the game to approach, but like I didn't cry as much this expansion despite like some horrific stuff happening, but I think it's because of the theme of like persevering through adversity and suffering, that like even when something bad happened, the game still puts you in the mindset of like, I don't care what happened, I'm marching forward, I'm going to just keep moving forward. And it was just like chef's kiss, beautiful. So highly recommend that. And although now I'm stuck doing like the grind to try and prepare my gear for all the end game raids, and I'm like, oh, so this is the suffering that you're referring to, is having to log on every day and like do roulettes and like gear yourself up. um
Right.
so I don't know if they were made the correct conclusion after, now that I have to like deal with that. But then yeah, and then I, just march on with my other endless list of JRPGs.
Keep on keeping on.
And one last thing, I have to pour one out for my D&D character, my Dungeons and Dragons character that I've been playing for 3 years now died. And yeah, and it was real sad.
That's intense. 3
Yeah,
years?
I've been playing this character for 3 years
Permadeath.
and they died. It was my own doing too. I sacrificed myself for the good of the group, because that's just the kind of person my character is. But now I have to make a new one. And
were people
sad.
sad? Like, were people legitimately
Yeah.
like really sad when your character died?
Yeah, I heard a couple of the players tearing up at my like going away speech.
Wow.
We're nerds. We get into it. We get really into it.
It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing. I can't.
It is funny. It is funny. It's very funny.
That's so cool though.
Because like
I was thinking when you said that, like, I don't know if I could like kill off something that I had been a part of for 3 years, because that's like, even though it's a character, a part of yourself goes into that character, right?
Yeah.
What made you decide to be like, all right, it's time to end it? Was it just to take one for the team, or were you ready to kind of move on from it?
So since like a year ago, my character had an ability that was like, you summon the souls of like the lost knight society that you're a part of, and you heal everyone in the party like max health basically, and you give them all advantages for the rest of the fight, except you have a 50% chance of dying at the end of the fight. And this was against an evil dragon that was threatening like a large portion of the continent. And there was a previous encounter where everybody was dying, but my character like groveled at the feet of the dragon to like beg to get them to stop to rescue them. And I don't think my character like ever really recovered from that. And now this time everybody pretty much was knocked down to 0 HP except for me. And my character was like, there's no way that I'm going to let that happen again. I'm going to do what it takes to make sure that they survive, because this world needs heroes and I can't do it by myself, but I know they can for me. And so it was like my character like trying to make up for what he thought was like a past cowardice, and also to just basically say like, if it's just me, I don't know if I can save the rest of the world, but if they're alive, then I know they can. And then he did it.
That's actually, it reminds me of like an anime. Like,
yeah,
like that. No, like it totally reminds me of like an anime. Oh man, that sounds really good. I mean,
yeah,
wow. I probably would have cried if we had been playing for
yeah.
3 years straight, and then I'd probably try to talk you out of it. Like, I don't know if you should kill him off. Like, you can do this, but we're all at 0 HP, so we're probably just laying there knocked out.
I know. It was so sad too, because like I said, it was 50-50 shot, so I had to roll a dice to see if I died or not, and I really wanted to survive. I didn't want to die. Damn. I didn't want to.
Did you? Okay, so you didn't want to die.
No,
okay,
I didn't want to. But like, obviously, you have to weigh the consequences.
Right. That's whoa. Okay, so did you tear up a little bit?
I did not. Okay. I have done acting in the past, but one thing I've always been really bad at is trying to like get myself to cry. I can like emulate the voice very well. I can like make it sound. My voice acting is better than my like physical acting. Yeah. Okay. So
I can cry at like the drop of a hat. Like
teach me,
Dee. Sad.
You gotta.
I just think of something sad, so I don't think that's the way you should do it. Like,
but I think most actors probably do it that way, right? I mean, like, what better way to try and get an emotion than to like? That's why actors need like recovery time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I was thinking about that too. Randomly, what was I watching? I think I watched Mommy Dearest, and I've seen that a really long time ago. You know,
such a good movie.
No, Mom, why I hate us, right? She hated doing that movie, but I was like, I could see you needing to recover because that woman was fucking abusive, and she was definitely dealing with her own demons. Yeah. But like, they made a joke out of it. It kind of ruined her career because like she was so over the top with it that like a lot of people at the time when it came out didn't take it as a serious dramatic film. It was kind of like they felt like she was kind of like a caricature of the original. Yeah. So I was like, well, damn, that sucks. And it's true because you haven't really seen her in anything after.
That's so sad.
Played in Mommy Dearest. Yeah.
God damn it. That's like how
it's like her career kind of. Yeah. It's like her career kind of ended up the way that, God, why can't I think of her name?
I don't. Oh my God. I don't remember the actress. I just think of Meryl Streep because she's in that one too, right?
Meryl Streep is not in that one.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different movie.
You're thinking.
I'm thinking of a different movie. Are you talking about the 1980 what is Mommy Dearest?
Yeah, Mommy Dearest.
Faye Dunaway.
That's not Meryl Streep. Faye Dunaway. And so, like, she took this role because she said she connected so much with the original actress. And I'm really sorry, guys, that I can't think of her. It's killing me because she's so iconic. But
yeah,
it was kind of a sad story because it was like Faye Dunaway was also aging out of the what is considered to be the it kind of girl for Hollywood, right? And that's basically what was affecting the main actress. Like she couldn't get movie roles, and then she got let go from MGM, and it is just wild. It's wild. Anyway, so I watched that. Oh, and something you should watch while we're talking about movies, Don't Look Up.
What is that one again?
Have you heard about it?
Oh, it's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, which I don't really care about them, but that movie made me so sad at the end because I think our society is just so fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what's that one about again? I don't actually know what it's about. I just saw the trailer.
Okay, so kind of spoiler. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, just don't listen to this part.
Cover your ears for like 2 minutes.
It's really not that spoilery if you watch the trailer. But there's Jennifer Lawrence's character discovers a meteor that's going to hit the Earth in like 6 months. And they call it a planet killer because once it hits, it's just going to devastate everything. Right. So in the movie, they were working towards trying to get this information out and get the government to take it seriously.
Right.
And for people to take it seriously. And it's on par with Idiocracy, if you've ever seen that movie where it's like a mock documentary. Like that's what it reminds me of, but it was just so, it like hit so close to home where people were just like, because it wasn't right in their face, they weren't taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, you have to watch it. I promise you'll enjoy it, but you might walk away from it being like, oh my God, like if that were to happen, we are so fucked. Like we cannot leave it up to the United States to save the entire world if that were to happen.
I'm so scared that if I saw it, I would just like be so angry by the end of the movie, because I get so angry just like looking at the news most of the time and everything.
You would be angry, but it's like Meryl Streep is in it. You'd be angry, and her son, and Jonah Hill plays her son. Listen, you'll be angry, but there's enough funny parts in it to where you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you serious? So watch it. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right.
And if our listeners haven't watched it, check it out. Yeah.
So, segue. It sounds like one of those things that I should look forward to and do in 2022. Because, as I mentioned before, our topic is it's the beginning of the new year. It is tradition to not necessarily, it is tradition to make resolutions, but what I would like to talk about is this idea in general. Like, what are our goals? What do we want? What are we looking forward to? What do we want to seize in this year of 2022?
Seize the day.
And I will turn it over to you first, Destiny, because I kind of I think you have a better idea of some things that you're planning. What are you planning, Destiny?
Okay. What are my evil schemes?
What are you scheming?
So one of the things that I posted for the New Year's on Twitter was like, I just hope all the people who are out there working hard, trying to get to where they want to be, I hope we get more wins this year, because it felt like everybody was looking forward to 2021 after 2020, and 2021 was like
just fizzled out.
It just fizzled out. And so and 2021 was actually a really hard year for me. I lost my cat that I had for 11 years, and then I moved back to the United States, which was not the plan. And so like just a lot of things that I didn't want to happen happened, but a lot of good things happened too. But I'm hoping in 2022 it'll be more good than it is bad, like less disappointments in general. So I'm looking forward to like really starting this career as a narrative game designer. Like I really want to push towards that and do what I can. I'm looking forward to not being stressed out financially with student loans and things like that. Like I know that's a big one, but I'm just really tired of it, like kind of hanging over me. I know we're going to talk about this when Matt comes back, but I want really big things for our podcast. And I feel like with the mental health series, we really are moving in the right direction. Like I feel like every year we've gotten bigger and better in ways that we didn't even realize. And I want us to continue to grow as much as we can. I think I just want to be happier. I know that sounds weird, but like I feel like I haven't been happy, like really happy in a very long time. And so I feel like for me, I want to work on making myself happier and like really cutting out toxic people from my life and holding on to things that like I can't change, right?
Yeah.
Because I think my anxiety definitely hit an all-time high this past year of things like I can't control. Like as soon as something happens that I can't control, my anxiety is like through the roof. And I just want to learn how to be able to like stay calm, appreciate what I have, and work through things that I can't. And the things that I can't control, just let it go. Just, let it happen. So it's not so much as that I have a resolution to do something this year. This is more like a life goal. Moving forward, I just want to be better for myself, not necessarily for someone else, but for myself, and not be afraid to do what it takes. Whether that means not talking to someone, whether that means cutting off a family member, whether that means changing my career multiple times until I'm happy with where I'm at. I think that's one of
Yeah.
the things that I've learned is nothing has to be concrete, nothing's permanent. Like you can always, as long as you're breathing, you can change, right?
Right.
And I kind of took that away.
Yeah,
No, go
that,
ahead. Go ahead.
no, as you mentioned, taking it away, I took your words away by cutting you off. So apologies, but
It's
I
fine.
want to, I, I want to just mention to you that I think you're going about this the right way. Cause I think, uh, the reason I didn't originally want to use the word resolution when talking about this episode is because I think New Year's resolutions are the wrong way to approach a year, because resolutions are really easy to break, and a lot of the time
Yeah.
resolutions are not like very actionable. If you want to make change in your life, you have to break things down into actionable goals. And I mean, like, you're like, if some, not you, when I say you, I mean the general you of
The
someone
general
who's trying to,
populace.
exactly, the general populace. If someone like you is like, oh, I want to like eat better, or like I want to work out more, like, yeah, those are actionable a little bit, but they're just so broad that they kind of like leave room to fail very easily.
Absolutely.
um, and on the topic of happiness, I think there's a video that I watched from a YouTuber called CGP Grey that was really, really good about trying to find happiness. And the hardest part about trying to find happiness is trying to find happiness. And that sounds stupid because what I just said is
No, I
stupid.
get it.
But but
No,
yeah,
it's not. It's not.
well, what you should be doing is not trying to find happiness. You should reverse that and try and fight off sadness. Try and fight off the bad things. It's way
Right.
easier to remove or counteract a bad thing in your life than it is to try and find this like out there in the ether concept of happiness. So when you
Right.
talk about like trying to do certain things, it's like, oh, I'm going to cut out toxic people, or I'm going to like stop doing things that make me upset. Like that is how you should approach it. And I think that will lead to happiness, because when you think about like, oh, I just want to be happy, it's like, great. Just have you tried not being sad? Like, how do you approach like just
Right.
trying to be happy?
Right.
Like, it's much easier to think about the negative and try and cut out the negative, because the negative sticks with us. It's like, oh, I realize that like my
Yes.
job sucks. Well, then maybe you should do something to try and make your job suck less, or try and find something that's a different job, like cut that out. And you'll feel a little bit better slowly. So that's
Yeah. And
good,
I
Destiny.
absolutely agree. Well, thank you. Thank you. Leaving Korea was like one of the things I definitely needed to like cut out of my life. Like, so I mean, like, just moving forward, I may adopt another cat. I don't know yet. Um, I think I just like you said, I think I just want to start with baby steps, right? Make
Yeah.
manageable goals
Yes.
instead of like these lofty
Yeah.
ideas. And then be okay that it might take me some time, because I think in my head I always have like this timer going that I'm running out of time, and
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where it's like, well, so what? Like if I don't make it, I don't make it. Like, why stress myself out and be like upset and angry and still not make it when I can be okay just working towards it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I want to do. Like, kind of change my mindset on a lot of things that I feel that have held me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Destiny. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you. Well, what about you?
for me, oh boy, I was trying to. I was going to look back on our New Year's resolution episode from last year, and see how many of the things
Oh
I set out
man.
to do I accomplished. I think I'll do that for next episode when Matt's here.
Oh my
Um,
god, I should I was a part of that.
oh
I
yeah, it was all
should
three
look
of
at
us.
mine too.
Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
there. Because I don't think I accomplished a lot of them. One thing I said is I wanted to make more video content, which I think technically I did, like barely, because I
You
think
did.
I think I made like one video in 2020, and so 2021 I think I made like two or three videos. So it's like, hey, mission accomplished, made more video content.
Baby
Uh,
steps. Baby steps.
but another resolution I know I made was like play more classic games, including beating Fallout New Vegas. Well, guess what? I did not even play Fallout New Vegas once after that episode for the entire year. Never went back to that. I will get to it someday, I swear. But looking at playing classic games, looking at my list of games I played last year, yeah, I certainly failed. That was abysmal. I played like less games last year than I did at like normally play. I was very like one
But you
game.
were like focusing on
Yeah,
school.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it's hard to go back and play classic games when so many new games are being thrown in your face constantly.
I
You know what I
know.
mean?
I know. It is. So yeah, the past 3 months I barely played anything. The past 3 months I've had like so little time to myself that I'm just happy that I've made it through, or I will officially have made it through by the time I finish my paper tonight or tomorrow. Then it's like next semester, final semester, we're out of here. Get me the hell out of
Congrats.
this school and into another school
I'm
that
so
where I
proud
actually
of
paid for it.
you. Like,
Thank you.
I remember when you were still applying in Korea and then you got in and like you're almost done now. You're on like the last stretch.
Yeah. So like
That's wild.
for goals, it's hard. Um because I think to also take another page out of CGP Grey, his more recent video was talking about making themes rather than resolutions. Like if I want to pick a theme for 2022, like I think I'd want my theme to be not self-improvement, but self enjoyment. And I mean that like I don't want to enjoy. I'm not trying to like say I want to like myself more. I think I want to just like legitimately do more stuff that I think is fun. Like I want to just have more
Mm.
fun. I want to go to places that I haven't been in a while. If an opportunity comes up for something that's fun rather than just like brushing it off and being like, oh, I'm tired, or like I have work to do, like putting an effort in to do that thing. Because I think I've spent too long like trying to like hold back on the amount of fun that I'm having, not intentionally, but just like I always feel like there's something more important. Um, there's always something more important than just like hedonism, but like a safe hedonism, a safe, comfy hedonism
Right.
that doesn't make me wake up on the sidewalk. Um,
Right.
but because I think maybe we spend too much time like worrying about the details and worrying where things are going. And I think last year I was doing a pretty good job of setting goals and like getting my career in order. So I'm kind of at the point where I want to now stop worrying about as much and just kind of like enjoy the ride a little bit more.
I think that's great. I think you deserve it. And I agree with you. I think it's because of the way that we're raised, right? And then like being at this age, I do not know who is texting me. I am sorry because
It's your
it
secret
keeps going
admirer.
off. Like, whatever. Um, I think that like we've come to a point and an understanding that what our parents may have gotten at a certain time and age is not really necessarily how it's going to work out for us, and that's okay. But I do think a lot of that like stress comes from like being like, okay, I'm getting older and I haven't accomplished this much, and like my
Yeah.
parents or people before me, or sometimes even people that are like our age have accomplished things that we feel we should have already done by now, you know?
Yes. Very much
Um,
yes.
and I think we need to let that go. Like we're a different generation. This is a different world that we live in. Society is operating differently.
Yeah.
Um, and it is what it is. And that's one of the things I'm talking about. Like my anxiety would go through the roof. Why don't I have a house now? Like,
Yeah.
and then like I would see friends and they're like buying like 4-bedroom houses, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And it's not that I'm
Yeah.
doing anything wrong. It's just that like it's a different time, and how they
Yeah.
went about things is not necessarily how I would have gone about things, you
Yeah.
know? And that's
It's
the
a
same way
different
I
path in
feel
life.
about you. Yeah,
Because, like, yeah, not
absolutely.
everybody needs to have like this, or not everybody needs to have like this one stable pathway career. I don't even think that that's like the way the majority of people are going anymore. I think like
Yeah.
there's so much that has changed that we have to accept that we cannot get what the previous generation had necessarily, or a much smaller percentage of us are going to be able to get that, and that is completely okay. I think what kind of helped me be a little more comfortable with where I am, because I am also constantly comparing myself to my friends, and I'm constantly comparing myself
Yeah.
to other people and being like, oh, my friend has a whole freaking house. My friend has a career. My friend has a wife. Like, my friend has like, and by my friend, I mean like multiple people and everything. Like, I compare myself to so many people. Um, and I have to realize that like, there's no time limit to get the things you want. It just, you go at your own pace, and if you're happy with your journey, then why are you trying to rush it? And what really helped also, and I don't mean to throw my other friends under the bus, because I actually respect them so much, and I think that they're doing, I respect them so much for following their dreams, but I also have a lot of friends that are actors, struggling artists, that also just don't have the stereotypical like standard, safe, stable life, and they're
Yeah.
older than me, and I can look to them and I can say like they're killing it. Like, they might not have what they want, but they are following what they truly believe is the right path, and I respect them so much, because I don't know if I would have the courage to do what they're doing. I tried to take the safer road by becoming a teacher,
Yeah.
and like
I
I kind of still wish I did that.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm going to sneeze. I feel it.
Sneeze.
My
Sneezed your headphones
All
right
right.
off, Destiny.
I know. No, I agree with you. There are some people where like I got to the point where I was like, maybe I shouldn't have gone to school for what I went to school for. Maybe I should have done things this way. But like looking back in retrospect, I wouldn't have been happy. I wouldn't have been happy doing what they do. Right.
Right.
So that's something that my friend Jackie reminds me of all the time. She's like, you're not like a middle management person who wants to sit in the office and like push a bunch of numbers. Like, that's not who
Exactly.
you are. You're a creative person. It just sucks that being a creative type gets so overshadowed when we need creative type. Like, creative types help the world go round.
Yeah.
And like there's kind of like this like a level system, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things about being creative is about who you know, where you're at, location. And I used to believe that because I wasn't willing to go live in my car and be a waitress. Not saying that that's bad. Like, if that's
Mm-hmm.
what you did and you got to where you wanted to be, that's incredibly like, I mean, that's amazing. I couldn't do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
used to think like, well, maybe I don't want it enough because
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to sacrifice a certain level of comfortability for that. But that's not true. You know, like somebody who works, I mean, who works at McDonald's works an 8-hour shift, making food, taking money, like talking to customers, works just as hard as somebody who's sitting at a desk in an office pushing numbers. Like, we have to stop comparing like
Yeah.
careers and things like that.
Yeah.
And I think just moving forward, I want to be more appreciative of the path that I did take, because the path that I took led me to the Burnout Brother podcast. It led me to meeting you and Matt. Like, it led me to meeting Jackie. It's led me to so many amazing things that I have taken for granted. And I'm really trying to just stop and be like, I have so many amazing wonderful, incredible people that I've met in my life because I've taken the path that I've taken. So I shouldn't regret taking this path. So moving forward, that's I want to be at peace, with the decisions I've made, and not say that I made the wrong choice, but just say I made a choice and this is where it's taken me.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And yeah, Destiny, I just want you to know how much you've killed it this year. Like me sitting on the sidelines of this podcast and like just seeing you and Matt hold the fort down for like 3 months straight, like the wonderful content you've created. And like, I hear the meetings, I see the texts, like you've done so much and you should be so proud of yourself for everything you've accomplished.
Thank you.
It's true.
You guys mean so much to me, and this podcast means a lot to me. And I think in the beginning, I've said it a couple of times, I used to think of this as Matt's thing, and like I was just helping because he asked, but it's become all of our thing, and it's become it's a part of my life, and so it's an incredible experience. I never would have done something like this have I not met you guys, and so I want to just do it to the best of my ability.
Thanks. And I'm not going to talk too much about the sentimentality of the podcast just yet, because I'm going to save that for when Matt's back next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that. So I want to ask you another question then, Dee. What are some things that you're looking forward to in 2022, whether they be tangible or intangible or personal things or just like completely superfluous, like places you want to go? Like what's something that you're looking forward to?
I'm hoping that I can go to England with Jackie. Well, just Europe in general, just for a trip. Like my goals have sort of changed. Like I wanted to move to Prague, but maybe that is just not the right time. So hopefully I can go there, visit, live that whole Harry Potter Hogwarts life. I need to start the second season of The Witcher, which I have not done yet.
Same.
So that's going to be something I want to do. I want to I'm going to do this weekend. I'm actually going to build my new desk because I've been needing to do it for a while. So that's like a small thing, but I need to do it and set up my space a little bit more. I don't know what I'm going to do back here. I feel like I need to do something with lighting. I'm still working on that, but that's something that I plan on doing. Like by the end of 2022, I want to have like a badass setup. Like just I've been dating and I've been seeing someone and it's cool. Okay. It's really cool because I know that he can watch the podcast, so I don't want it to sound like, yeah, it's all right. No, it's really cool. It's been great.
He's fine.
It's fine. It's been really good. He did ask me, he's like, have you brought me up on the podcast? And I was like, no.
But because today I will.
Talk about like, yeah, I don't really like get too deep into like what, like who I am with or whatever.
Well, that's not really an opportunity
that's
normally.
Going nice. Yeah. So that's really nice. He's a nice guy.
Awesome.
He plays games. He plays like COD and stuff like that. Stuff I'll never play. But it's nice to like be with someone who's also a gamer. And I plan on going to a cat cafe. We have one that's like right down the street. So looking forward to maybe adopting a little baby.
We'll see.
Really trying to, come to terms with like, because next month will be a year. And And I had a question for you, which is not really about goals or things that you're looking forward to, but I was just curious.
Okay.
Out of all of your Christmas gifts this year, what was your favorite? This is not a trick question.
I was gonna say, is it a trick question for me to bring up the stocking that you gave me?
No, it wasn't. But I love it. It wasn't a trick question.
Beautiful.
Yo, I saw those,
stocking.
And I had to get them for you and Matt, and the cups. I was like,
which is dirty. Otherwise, I'd be drinking out of it right now.
Oh my god! So you've been using it. I love it.
It's a fantastic mug. I love it. Destiny, I feel so bad. I'm such a bad friend. I should have gotten you something too. Was not prepared.
No, No, I didn't get you that for you to get me something. I got it because I saw it and I was like, we're all on a podcast about gaming. We should all have this mug.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
So,
I'll have it
yeah.
ready for next week. So
yeah.
I'll
Oh my
bring it
God.
up.
We should all have our mugs ready for
Yeah.
next week. I'm going to tell Matt too.
Oh man, best Christmas present. I'm trying to think. Well, one thing that's really fun that me and my brothers do. So like my family, we get each other presents. But usually the gifts that me and my brothers try to give each other in the family, we try and do weird stuff with it. So
Nice.
like for instance, like one of my brothers decided to wrap all the gifts that was actually like on every single gift was a few phrases, and when you combine them it would like creates a recipe. So we had to like organize his gifts like a puzzle to try like find the recipe, and then once we found the recipe, yeah, we had to like figure out whose is whose. What I do is when I wrap my gifts, I write what's in this inside the gift on top of the gift, but in like a super vague way where you could never guess it, but I'm technically correct what's inside. So like for instance, I got my mom like a nice cast iron pan with some oven mitts, and on the box I combined the two and I wrote metal hands, because like inside it's like metal and then there's like two hands, so it's like, oh, you got you metal hands. And like for one of my brothers, I got him and his wife a coffee subscription, and so inside the box was just like a piece of paper and some like packing peanuts, but you unrolled the piece of paper, it had like the subscription on it. So on the box I wrote basically nothing, because there really was basically nothing inside the box.
There's nothing in there.
I know that's
so clever.
Yeah, this didn't answer your question, because I guess like my favorite gift is just like, I always just like doing the weird crap. I enjoy like giving weird gifts and having that kind of event more than the gifts itself.
So the experience.
But I'm also trying to think of not a cop-out answer at the same time, so I can actually say like a physical item that I received. And I think it was, I don't want to be lame and say it was Shin Megami Tensei 5, because that would just be, it's like,
I mean, like, but if that's what it was, that's what it was.
Oh,
it is a gaming podcast. We do talk about games, so
I guess
that's perfectly okay.
5. But then I also got like, I got other, like, I don't know, I got other. Oh, this is kind of really silly. I actually have it right beside me. It looks like a Rubik's Cube.
A Rubik's Cube, but it's not.
It's a one.
Is it a coaster?
It's a 1x3x3 Rubik's Cube. So it actually turns like that. And what's weird about it is you can like shape morph it. So you pull a piece down and then you go like that. And guess what? Now I can turn the whole thing. And so now I've got pieces like sticking out the side of it.
That's cute.
Yeah. And so it looks like it'd be really simple.
Because you had already fixed it already. No,
oh yeah, because I solved it.
How long did it take you to solve it?
Like 15 minutes. I'm like, I like Rubik's Cubes though. Like I got this Rubik's Cube beside me. This wasn't a Christmas gift, but it's a 4x4x4 Rubik's Cube. And so I've solved this one.
I love that you were like, in like 15 minutes.
Like 50, yeah.
I can't solve Rubik's Cubes. I get frustrated.
Well, I learned how to solve a 3x3 in high school. My friend taught me, so I didn't actually learn it myself. But I solved the 4x4 myself, because it's not so bad. It's just a few steps to like get the centers and the edges, and then you solve it like it's a 3x3. So it's like, if you know how to do a 3x3, you could probably do a 4x4. But I mean, it would take me, I'm very slow at this. I think my fastest time to solve the 4x4 is like 2 minutes, which is like really long.
You said I'm very slow at this. It took me 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, because
it would take me days.
Well, because the first time to solve it, it actually took me, I think, 4 hours to figure out how to solve it. So it took me a while. But like,
I'm amazed that you sat there for 4 hours trying to figure that out.
I was I think I was playing D&D at the same time. So like when it wasn't my turn, I was just
Oh,
like
okay,
fiddling with
okay.
it. So I wasn't just
Okay.
like sitting still.
Got it.
But yeah, I got that. And then I also got like a fantastic bag that I'm going to take to work. It's a huge businessy bag, like for business.
Ooh.
To hold my laptop because I need a
But
a
that's
backpack
good
that can,
because
like,
you're gonna be like you're gonna have a briefcase and stuff. You're gonna be a teacher.
Yeah,
You need
exactly.
one of those.
So I got a nice briefcase.
Nice.
And then yeah. So yeah, those were like the things that like really, really stand out to me. I'm probably gonna forget something.
I like it.
And then my mom's gonna be like, Darren, I got you that thing. How could you forget that wonderful thing I got you? I'm sorry. I'm bad on the spot. Also, my mom says hi.
Oh, tell her I said hi.
Yeah.
One
She
day
misses.
I'm coming up there. I just don't know when. I am coming.
Eventually, yeah, that's
Matt's
fine.
mom was like, "When are you coming?" I'm like, "I'm coming."
Yeah.
Just don't know when. I'm coming.
So, I mean, how about you? What did you get? Did you get any Christmas presents you really enjoyed? Any presents for yourself or anything?
I think so I bought a lot of stuff for myself, so I don't consider those presents. But lately, a lot of places have been putting out like old Nickelodeon stuff from like the 90s, like stuff that I grew up watching.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I got this Nickelodeon hoodie and it has like Hey Arnold on it and Rugrats and Ren and Stimpy, like back from the day.
Is it by you? Can I see it? Or is it like out of reach?
I can, well, it's like, I can get it.
All right, get it. I'm going to try and solve this Rubik's
on.
Cube. I'll try to solve this Rubik's Cube while you get it. Let's see what happens first. Oh, shoot. Now I'm actually, there's no way.
Pretty close.
Damn it, I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm back.
I literally didn't solve like anything. It was a fail.
So this is the one I bought for myself.
Oh my god, that's great!
Has like all the like classic characters.
I love the real monsters.
There's Oblina. Yeah, and then on the other side, it has like some different characters.
That's great, Arnold, and
I got that. And then my best friend Jackie actually got me a jean jacket, which you guys know I love jean jackets. And
that's dope. That's so cool.
So cute. And then it has it on the side. And then the other thing I got, I was out with the guy that I'm seeing, and he actually found this. Like, it was raining, and I was looking for a purse, and he was like, I found something. You're absolutely going to love it. And it's like this jacket.
That's
and it has
so
like
cool.
Chucky on it, and like, yeah, it's like it looks Tommy in the back with the little sunglasses on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff from like my childhood, so that was really nice. I think my favorite gift was, I had been saying for a while that I wanted one of those machines that like make the stars on your ceiling, so I'm gonna try to show you what that looks like. And it's like waves.
I love that.
Like,
it's so calming.
Isn't that beautiful? And it is super calming. And then you can like change the colors and everything. So she got me that. Sorry. Yeah. So that was my favorite gift. And then I have like 28 pairs of socks. Like I have some Christmas socks, some Animal Crossing socks. She also got me Nickelodeon socks. I got Bob Burger socks. Like just a crazy amount of like socks. So yeah,
you know,
some other
you have to wear your Nickelodeon
Christmas
socks
nice.
and your sweater and your jean jacket and your jacket.
Yeah, no, I'm
all
gonna
at the same time.
Nicked out. Okay. And another thing, if you guys have not seen the Nickelodeon documentary that's on, I don't know if it's on Hulu or Netflix. It is really good.
Oh, I didn't know there was a documentary.
It is so good.
Do you know what it's called?
Yeah.
Because I'd love to watch that.
I think it's called. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. While you tell me what your goals are for 2022.
Shit. Well, I guess, yeah, for goals. God damn it.
Like,
I'm trying to get out of this. Okay, if I want to give myself some like actual actionable goals, not just like a theme.
Yeah. Not a theme.
I don't like to talk about this on the podcast very often, but I would like to go on a date. I want to put myself out there, and I want to go on at least one date.
You know what, Darren? Dating is so hard, and I get it. it really is. It's
Yeah.
so hard. I've been so exhausted, and people get on my nerves. Like,
Yeah.
it's just been like, I want you to find someone who's like amazing. And just to be honest, it's I don't know how people date multiple people. I tried dating multiple people, not cheating,
Yeah,
okay?
but like when you're doing online
see,
dating, you're
like,
seeing multiple people, and you're like
yeah,
you're doing. Yeah.
I do not have the attention span.
No,
I
neither do
can't
I.
do it. And then I feel really guilty if I start liking one person more than the other, and I don't know how to kind of cut it off with that one person because they haven't necessarily
Yeah.
done anything wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
good luck with that.
Thanks. Yeah,
'Cause
I did that one
I
time
am really
too, where
bad at it.
I there was like a couple girls that I met like one on one dating site, another one on the other dating site, and I was like messaging back and forth. There was a period of time where I was talking to them both at the same time. It just felt so wrong because I'm like I couldn't
It
get like
does. It
emotionally
feels
invested in one
wrong.
of them because I'm like, ugh. So what makes me hate those stupid bachelor shows and bachelorette shows. I'm like, this is so
Oh
gross.
my god. It is. And then they like kiss multiple people and like
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for me.
also the idea of having to fight for some dude's attention is like so gross. Like either you want me or you don't.
Yeah, I'm not into that. So, but yeah, so that's a goal. I think I can manage to go on one date at some point in a year. I somehow managed that last year, so I'll manage it this year.
I know. You're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
And then I would like to something.
Oh, sorry, it's on Hulu. Before I forget, it's on
what's
Hulu,
it called?
and it's called the Orange Years, the Nickelodeon story.
Okay. I'm gonna find that.
It's
I don't
really
have.
good.
There's no Hulu in Canada, so I can try and find it other ways.
Oh, really?
No, it's not in Canada.
I was like, I could give you my password if you just needed to watch it, but
I mean, I have the VPN, so maybe I could do it that way.
Oh, okay. So I'll get my password and you can like just watch it.
Thanks.
Because I got Hulu to watch Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is on Netflix in Canada, I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, Netflix is actually so much
better. Did you
see
they got rid of Jimmy Pesto?
I don't watch it enough to really know who or what that is.
Oh, okay, so really quick, I know this is random, sorry, tangent, but the guy who voices Jimmy Pesto, he supposedly, from what I've read, he was part of the fucking, what do you call those things? It wasn't a rampage, but I'm going to use the word rampage on the Capitol when that happened, when all those people ran up on the
Yeah,
it's not
he was
a rampage.
Part of that?
I don't know what it's called. He was part of it, and he got fired.
Oh my god!
The guy who voices Jimmy Pesto, yeah,
stormed the Capitol. That's crazy.
Stormed, not rampage. Stormed. Yes, yeah. It's not funny. I'm not laughing that the Capitol got stormed.
We're laughing about the word rampage.
The
word is
rampage.
funny,
and the fact that the guy who voiced Jimmy Pesto was part of that, and then everybody was like, "That figures. It would be fucking Jimmy Pesto," and I was like, "That's hilarious," because his character probably would do something stupid like that. So yeah, it was wild.
Oh man! And then if there was one other goal that I'd want to make, well, first of all, I want to get a job. That's a goal for sure.
Hell yeah!
I want to get a damn job. And I feel confident that I will. And that's actually something that I can also say I'm looking forward to. I feel so confident I'm going to get a job that I'm looking forward to getting a job. So
I think you will. I think there's a shortage of teachers just in general.
There is.
I think you're set.
Yeah. So, and I want to make something. I want to make something creative. I want to make some more creative stuff just for me. Like I want to make a video. I don't want to say I want to make more video content. I want to make a video for me that is just like a fun creative project. Cause I did realize making video content this year that I actually quite enjoy editing. Like I actually really like editing. I like the process of making videos. That's why the videos I made this year were all like just weird because I like making weird videos.
But they were good. They were entertaining.
Yeah, and
I think you should make more.
Thanks. I still, it's a skill that I had when I was in high school, but then it's been a while, so I need to I want to practice it more, because acting is also a passion of mine that I haven't been able to act on outside of playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like, I want to do something a little more professional. So I think I want to make like a little bit of a video for me, of me, a little acting reel thing. We'll see.
Well, you know what? I think that's really great. And I think you're going to be able to accomplish all of those goals. I personally would love to see more of your video content. And I know you'll probably like flourish in it, because it won't be pressure. It's something you're doing for yourself, which is always nice. Yes. So please do it so we can I need to make more video content. I need to play more games and put them on the YouTube, but I'm just like, on the YouTubes I need to play the video games, but it's just taking me a while to like find a game that I really like. You guys know how picky and weird I am, but I do want to start streaming, because I figure if I'm already on playing a game, why not just stream it? You know what I mean? Like, that's how I started in the first place. So I think I do want to start streaming. So that's a tangible goal that I want to do this year, is start streaming.
Do a stream.
And, or at least, so I wanted to do it with Matt, but then he got sick. So I was like, next time.
Yeah. Well, that's an easy goal to make. Just set at the very least one stream this year. Don't even set it that high. Just at least make yourself do one stream. And then once you get one, you can push the goal if you want to after that.
I'm going to stream us playing Grounded, because I think that's going to be hilarious.
I think that would be fun. I had a lot of fun streaming with Matt. I really wish I could have done it in person. And, hopefully I got my fingers crossed that, these numbers will go down a bit. And then once that happens, then I can go over and we can stream a bit more, because it was entertaining. I hope it was entertaining for the people that tuned in.
I'm sure it was. I wish I could have stayed for the whole time, but I actually had plans, so I had to go. But I was happy to stream it to the people who used to follow me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But so I think that's a pretty good place to call it. Yeah.
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 And really quickly before we end it.
Yeah.
I know. It's always fun with me. But really quickly before we end it, guys, please stay tuned for our mini health series. It is coming. I promise. It's just taking us a while. It's a lot of like scheduling and making sure we have people who are going to be coming on from New Zealand. So we just got to make sure that all the logistics are straight. But I am really excited for it, and I hope you're excited for it, because I know that like a lot of us deal with certain mental things that like, why not get some help from some professionals who also like to kind of help people through the world of gaming, which we all love. So stay tuned. I will keep talking about this until we make our huge announcement of when we're actually going to post the first video.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Thank you, as usual.
We always like
sticking with us this long. Yeah. Sorry. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody and wish everybody a happy new year as well. Like all of our listeners. We're going into our third year, which is incredible for us. And the support that you've given us has been just, we're so thankful for it.
We are. We're so thankful. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this more in depth next week. I'm looking so forward to our mental health series. We talk about mental health all the time, and it's about time that we get some professionals on to talk about it with us, because it's so important. And yeah, thanks Destiny for joining me. It's always fun talking to you. Thank you,
Thanks
everyone.
for having me on.
Oh. We'll see if you come on next week. Maybe if this does well, we'll have you on again.
Maybe I'll be a permanent guest. Who knows?
Ooh, imagine that. Maybe I'll be a permanent guest. Who knows?
Oh my God.
So thanks, everyone. Please, if you like what you heard, if you found it somewhere other than YouTube, our YouTube channel is youtube.com/burnoutbrighter. Follow us on Twitter at the handles that are on the video, because they always just appear. I'm not the one who edits it. Senna and
like
Matt edit
magic.
it. It just shows up like magic. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. We don't have an Apple Music page. I don't know, Destiny, if you're planning to get into music at all, but
we don't. I might get one. I don't know.
Yeah,
start my solo career
on Apple Podcasts. 5-star us. It helps us out so much. Find us on Spotify and like us. Just follow us and have fun. And this has gone on too long.
And stay tuned for more great content, guys. We have some amazing things in the works. We're here to please.
We are. We will see you next week. Good night.
Bye.